All right, so in the video prior to this, you probably saw like this weird white spot right here. Not that you guys care, but it had like a pimple. So I've been doing this detox type stuff a little bit because I've been working out pretty much every day. Like I've been trying to, trim up and slim up and beef up for Hawaii. And I've been trying to do some, and I've been eating stuff I shouldn't be eating. But anyway, so I ended up getting a pimple here. And so I treated it because I know that you're not supposed to pop them. And so then I ended up getting like a weird little, it went down, but it's not like a scab. But anyway, so I scratched it, which is the same thing as popping it. And so then I ended up like creating a big old, like, I scratched the skin off. I know that's gross, but now it's messed up. Yeah. Anyhow, so I know you guys don't care, but yeah, that's kind of the reason why that is the way that it is. I just now put some stuff on it so it doesn't just now you're going to focus on it. But anyway, it's not what this is about. Somebody had a question. So ask Hershnoeie. It was on Instagram. I got 2 questions on Instagram. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I got this one. This one's an older one, so I apologize. This was back in February. So I wanted to make sure that I reached out to them and let them know that yes, I am going to take your question and answer it. This is a question similar to the one that I just did because the person prior wanted to know about apartments in downtown Tacoma. This person wants to know about living in Tacoma in general, right? Make sure that you join our Discord because there's an Ask Hershnoeie section there too. You can post questions there. You can post questions on Instagram, Facebook, email, whatever you want to do. And I'll be able to get them and then I'll do a video about them. Sometimes people send me stuff that's inappropriate to talk about and I don't talk about it. I want to, but I don't talk about it. Anyway, so, or people will send me stuff that's inappropriate. I'm like, and I'll look, but I ain't going to talk about it. So, anyway, so this person says, found your YouTube channel and appreciate your information on living in Tacoma. I am looking at relocating there from Austin, but it sounds like it's really tough to get into a house. Same thing going on here. But I was very fortunate and got in just in time. My thought is to lease out a home for a year and rent in Tacoma to make sure I want to uproot entirely. Are there safe neighborhoods with homes in the 250 it says 250K range, I think. Your thoughts if you have time. Thanks. Again, I apologize. You wrote this back in February the 17th. So I'm sorry that I just now got to it. But anyway, thank you for the question. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching our videos as well. This is a really good question. Austin is going through something similar to what we're going through here in the region. It's hard to find homes. It's a hot area. People are moving there. I think people are moving here much faster, obviously. And when you're looking at Tacoma, it's even faster than that. We're one of the top places in the country right now for people to move. Well, actually, we are the #1 place people are moving to. So, as you guessed it, housing is very, very hard to find. And for $250,000, there is not anything, probably. Noel, just for fun, did some research looking for homes about a month ago now. And there was no home that was available for 200 or even for 300,000. It's just almost impossible. Now, with that said, you can find a diamond in the rough. Right? You can sometimes find a diamond in the rough. And what I mean by that is there are foreclosures, right? So if you want to go through that, buying a home that's in foreclosure or bank owned like that, then fine. I mean, those are out there. There's short sales and different things. But some people don't like to mess with that, right? The biggest issue here, outside of the 250, because there's not anything that I have seen recently that's 250. It's the price. The average price for a home now is easily approaching 400,000, probably still in the threes, but it wouldn't surprise me if this summer it pops at 400,000 for average. Now, average means that's the middle. So there's things way up above, and there's multi-million-dollar homes here by far. There's a lot of them. But there's a lot that's down below that $400,000 range. But that down below part is getting pretty slim. And the reason why the average is getting close to 400,000 and staying there is that when people look at that, they're like, I don't see anything for 250 or 280 or 275. It's because you have realtors who are constantly doing this, looking to make sure that anything that pops up, as soon as it's posted, they jump on it and they tell people go there. There was a house right next door that was selling for, I don't know, it went through an auction. And I forget the price, but it was decent. I think it was 280. It was really, really, really decent. And I'm like, I ain't gonna last long. And sure enough, there were so many people. I thought it was a parade. I couldn't even pull into the driveway. There was people blocking the driveway. There's so many car traffic. The street was a bottleneck. You couldn't, people parking way down the street, walking to it. It literally looked like a festival was going on because everybody and their cousin came to look at the house. Even after the house was bought and it was pending, there's still people coming and looking at, like, pulling up, looking. Because, and if there's a sign in the yard that says for sale, it was so many people just, writing the number down, taking pictures, getting out, looking at it. Because you won't hardly find a house in the twos. And when there is a house in the twos, everyone in the jungle shows up. I mean, everyone. And I mean Seattle, everywhere. They show up because you can't, it's a unicorn. They do happen. So I would say it's going to be kind of tough. When you're talking about safe neighborhoods, I can tell you right now, that's going to be kind of hit and miss because you have certain areas in Tacoma that's good all the time, typically, right? Downtown's a good example of that. It's typically good all the time. There may be your occasional crazy thing that happens, but typically it's good all the time. But as far as finding housing down there, it's not going to be 250 and it's going to be rare to find because people know it's a good place to be right now. Outside of that, you have areas where two streets here are great, but then the street over, and then the street in front of it, you know what I mean? Like it's there's really not a neighborhood that I can say, you're good, because there are certain streets within those neighborhoods where you see a lot of stuff. It's not the people who live in those homes that are a problem. You have a lot of riffraff that may roam around and looking for their car prowlers. You have those. You have package thieves. You have those. Stuff like that. Now, as far as, walking out your door and getting beat up, that's rare. I doubt that it happens, but not likely. There are other areas where you have people who, there are certain parts of the city I wouldn't live. Personally, just wouldn't. But I would say the one of them is Pack Avenue and 75th. It's getting better, but even the city has acknowledged there's a problem because they had a hotel that was there that was just a big part of the problem, and there's a lot of stuff, right? It just isn't. It's improving, but I wouldn't do it. It's mostly commercial right there anyway, but kind of still straying from that. It's not a good idea. There's other areas, but I will go this route. The places that, and they're not immune from anything because there's no neighborhood that's immune, right? But Proctor is a good area, but very expensive. Stadium is a good area, very expensive. Point Ruston's a great area, but very expensive. Ruston itself, the city, is nice. You're not going to find anything. But I mean, it's a city that has been swallowed up by Tacoma on all sides. So it's a 1 square mile city. 1 mile. I mean, it's literally a 1 square mile city. It's like a rectangle or a square. I'm sorry. But you can't find a house there because people live and die there, and then they give it to their kids. So that would be a good one if you can find a home. I would say outside of that, places you're going to have to look outside of Tacoma. Gig Harbor, but you're going to have to pay when you come into Tacoma. So you can go to Gig Harbor all day on the bridge on the Narrows, but when you come back, you're going to have to pay. So some people don't like that. One of the other places, it's not directly in Tacoma, but it's DuPont. DuPont is a really good place. It's high on the list of places where people want to live. It's south, okay? They're trying to build a sounder station down there, which is our commuter rail. You probably can find some decent homes. The homes are decent. They're great. It's known for as being a very walkable community. It's got a lot of high praise, great school, all that. Like it's great. The issue is transportation. If you have a car, you're cool. If you're living down there, working in Tacoma or wherever you're working at, that's cool. But if you're relying on public transit, buses are going to be your only option. And you're in between Olympia and Tacoma, basically. So you can pretty much go to either and work. That's kind of a benefit. Homes for $250, you might find a condo. But that's kind of gonna be it. Now, I don't know. The reason why I said I'm not sure, because when you say $250, it's like $250 because it's $250. There's no $250K at the end. If you're looking for anything homes that are for rent for $250, you're not going to find anything in Washington State for that. But for $250,000, you might find a townhome or a condo that is like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath type deal. You might find something like that in Tacoma, and you probably will find that down in DuPont. There's another one, Browns Point, but the $250K range, I don't think you're going to find it, to be honest with you. That's a hard point. $250 was something that you could easily find 4 years ago. You could find houses here for nothing back then. But now, so I would say your best bet, there's also Parkland and Spanaway, which are south of Tacoma. You might want to give those a look as well. They're both good because the city of Tacoma is building a BRT line that runs straight through both of those. So again, if you're working downtown, it's easy. You can be a commuter and you don't have to worry about it. I say that because I see Pack Avenue building up in traffic over time, and it's beginning to kind of suck, to be honest with you. But that's an option. So Parkland, Spanaway is an option. Those are cities. Gig Harbor, city, but the Narrows is something you have to consider. DuPont, great city, but it's pretty far south. Browns Point is a good option. Point Ruston, if you can afford it. The city of Ruston, if you can afford it. Proctor's a neighborhood in Tacoma, pretty good area. 6th Avenue area, good. Stadium District, expensive, but good. You have neighborhoods within downtown, like St. Helens and different places. Those are great, but kind of expensive. Hilltop is probably a good option too, but $250, I doubt it. Hilltop is getting heavily gentrified. And with that, yeah, people are getting pushed out, but it is becoming so expensive that you can't find hardly anything there. And they're building light rail right into that neighborhood as we speak. So the prices are just going to keep going up. So if you can find something there, that would be a good option also. So anyhow, apologize for just now answering your question. Good luck on your move to Austin. If you have any other questions, feel free to definitely send us a message either on Instagram, Facebook, email, or even on our Discord. Join our Discord. We have lively discussions there. We play games. We do different things. We chit chat, talk. It's pretty cool. So you even have your own emojis you can play with that I made. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.